Hey guys, welcome. Welcome to Friday Afternoons with SketchUp.
How do we still not do
I know, every
this?
time, we don't know what this thing's called still, so
Pardon my silence while I go and actually schedule a 2-hour brainstorming session on what to name this thing.
hopefully you all are
And
available. We'll send it out to a couple hundred people. I'm sure it'll be easy to find a gap in everyone's schedule so we can all get together.
yeah,
Ugh,
I'm gonna need everybody's email address so that I can actually sync up. Just type it in the chat. Don't do that. I'm just kidding.
don't do that.
Hmm.
All right.
You realize that next week's the last week of August? Did you
I
even know
feel
that?
like we just hit August. I don't know where it went all of a sudden. It's like, yeah,
Uh,
gone. Not a fan. Not a fan of fast forwarding through the year like this.
I didn't do it.
I don't know.
I mean,
Well, I hear it's going around.
some of these guys sounds like you got a case of the 2001s.
Ed McGugan's up for McGugan is up for Friday Afternoons with SketchUp. He says it sounds good. So we got one yes.
Okay. Well, that's it's a starting point, maybe an ending point. We'll find out.
Oh, sure.
So here's a question for you. So a starting point and an ending point. An ending point is both ends, right? I mean, you have a beginning and an end, and those are both considered an end, like a piece of string, right? So a starting point is technically an ending point. Is it getting? I'm sorry, am I being a little too heavy?
What? Oh, sorry. Just kind of I zoned out. I blanked out there for a second. Just kind of shut everything down.
I get that a lot when I talk.
Hey guys, welcome to Friday Afternoons with SketchUp. Working title. I'm Aaron. We haven't met before. It's great to meet you. Thank you for coming. Welcome. On the line with me is the voice of the one and only Jody Gates.
I have it on good authority that I'm also a person, but I'll accept it.
And we've
Hey,
actually
everybody.
established that you're not the one and only Jody Gates. You're just the
That's
one
true.
and only Jody Gates for me.
One of the Jody cases.
You're
Yes.
one of the most Jody Gates I've ever known.
Yeah, I'm in the top 100%, top 100th percentile of those that I've met.
You're the Jodiest. Hey guys,
Yeah.
welcome. It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks. We weren't here at all last week, so it's good to. I was gonna say it's good to see you. It's good to be seen by you, and see your comments rolling by. So that's awesome. I hope everyone is doing good out there. We are gonna do something kind of fun. Something we haven't really. I don't know. We've done a school bus before. We haven't done I guess that's close, but we figured a decent percentage of our state is on fire. There's a good chunk of California on fire as well. So we figured it would be fun to pay tribute to all the firefighters out there who are helping us not become a part of that fire, and model a fire truck. So that's our plan for right
Nice.
now.
Well pivoted.
Yeah, thanks. I was thinking about that. I've been thinking about it. Also, exciting news for me. I don't know if anybody else is going to care, but this right here, you can see in the overhead view, see how that's shiny and there's no stickers on it? That's how you know it's a new computer. That won't last long. Don't tell our IS guys, but I got a stack of stickers right over there. They're gonna end up on here probably this weekend. So that's kind of cool. Brand new, shiny computer. So I'm hoping I don't have the issues I had with the last one. I'm really
I'm sure
hoping
you won't.
that everything just
Knock on wood.
works perfect. We'll see. But yeah, hey, I didn't. We were, as part of having a new computer, I was still setting up the audio system, how we stream Jody in and that sort of stuff, like the minute before we went live. So hopefully everything works. We'll see. I don't know what's going to happen. But welcome, guys. We don't really have anything special to point out. We don't have a whole lot going on right now, so we can probably just dive right in. Is that fair?
Seems legit to me.
All right. We do have a topic going for this, which doesn't have a lot in. I found one. Oh no, my scrolling direction on my wheel is backwards from what I want it to be. Sorry, gonna have to shut it down. I'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Oh man.
I kind of hate that when you go and make that change to the setting, Apple calls it natural scrolling. You have to turn off natural scrolling.
Yeah, they make you feel like there's something wrong with you for wanting it the way it should be.
You're unnatural for using your scrolling device the right way.
Lawrence Cuthbert is suggesting, is that supposed to TGI SketchUp? Not Thank Friday at SketchUp, but... Yeah, do I look like I'm glowing, Christopher? I did, so here's what I did. We're already derailed, so I'm just gonna give it one more minute. I finally embraced the fact that this room that I'm in, this room in my house, is going to be the studio for the next, say, 6 months or so. So I just finally gave in, and rather than having the hodgepodge setup I had, I actually started really setting it up. So I strung the green screen so there's not these wrinkles anymore that we're getting shadows. Moved lights around, tables, everything. So yeah, there's still a little bit of fine tuning to do. Dumping a new computer in the middle of that meant I'm a little behind. So I apologize if my color's a little off. I apologize. I'll try to get that tuned by next time. Seemed better to just roll with what we had than wait any longer, though.
What if you, in general, just sort of look off?
It's happened.
Ignore it.
Yeah.
Roll with it.
Yeah. We'll let it go. Okay. So yeah.
Okay. Model file for fire truck.
So fire truck time. So this right here is what we're going to be modeling. I didn't realize this. Apparently there are companies out there that. Oh yeah. Sorry. We'll do that, a little bit of that too. I did put the green fabric on the chair too. So yes, we should have less of the little armpit shadows that Dave's calling out right now. A little bit. It's hard to get rid of that completely because this is this is a foot away from where the green screen is, but yeah. So it's fun. I'm rosy. See? We just got to look at it the right way. I'm flush. I'm happy. Sorry.
Or maybe they're looking at the world through rose-colored glasses, and you're just a byproduct of that.
Maybe we're just gonna talk about stuff and.
Sorry, it's been 2 weeks. What are we supposed to do?
We gotta catch up, guys. All right, no, that's it. Focus. So I did learn that fire trucks aren't really. It doesn't sound like they're just off-the-shelf things. You don't just go buy a fire truck. You kind of get it designed and it gets built, which makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of fire trucks out there, but there's probably not as many as there are school buses or taxi cabs or I don't know. So anyhow, I found this plan for a fire truck, which I want to use as kind of a template. So we're going to use it to kind of guide the creation of this. But when it comes to actually detailing it out, this picture is just not quite high quality enough. Even Colin's rework wasn't beautified enough to get all this detail in. So I'm going to kind of lean on you guys. If you have some good pictures as we start to go through and do these panels and drawers and stuff, upload them to the forum, get them up there, and I will reference them.
Colin pushed up an image that's twice as big. I don't know if you care, but
I did see that.
At least now you know.
That's right.
Okay.
In fact, I think that's the one I have on my desktop right now, which I called Fire Truck Plan. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to import that, and I'm going to drag it big.
I do have to commend you on your ability to find a super detailed, tons of information file to do this with.
I do dedicate a chunk of time to this process every week. Usually we decide exactly what we're going to model on Tuesdays. So when you guys leave your question or your comments and everything, I usually record them somehow, screenshot or write them down or something like that. And then I come back on Tuesdays and decide what we're going to model. And then that's usually we start posting things on Wednesday about that. Okay, So that was what I did. Yeah, that's where my story's going. That's what I did Wednesday. As I went and looked for fire truck pictures. My search history looks like that of your average 5-year-old.
Nice.
Okay.
Are dinosaurs real?
So I think what I will do here is I want to just start block out the shape. So we have this kind of the cab here. Then there's this intermediate section. I know this gets skinnier right here with these. This is where the panels stick out. Then it gets wider again on the back, and this is. You guys are already expecting that I will be using some unique nomenclature to describe the parts of this truck. So this right here, the back end, is full of stuff. This is where the fun stuff is. So what I'm thinking, so when I have an image like this, there's a couple ways I would go about it. The first is to create the cage, right? So I've done this before where I make a copy of the drawing this way, another copy of the drawing this way, the overhead this way, and I just kind of line them all up, and then I can just model to each of them. That's an option. That's not a bad way to do it. I think I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time. I think I'm going to start with a profile. I'm going to trace this in profile, save it as a component, swing that profile up here, and start push-pulling and putting the overhead details on, and kind of rough out the shape that way. So, having said that, I'm going to go ahead and start doing it. So we'll come across like this. The cab goes like this. It's got this little step right here. So generally when I have angles like that, I don't try to draw the curve and everything at once. I'll kind of draw a line that overlaps like that and then come back and put my curve in a little later.
You have my permission.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm gonna lean into my microphone here because someone said I'm quiet. Ilya said I'm quiet, and I don't want to be quiet. I want to be loud.
Oh, that reverse wheel is killing me.
You didn't go fix it?
No. All right, here.
You know where to do it, right?
Yeah, I go to. Hold on, I'm on the other screen now. Go to mouse, scroll direction natural. Okay, let's see. The problem, do you guys have this problem? Every time I switch it, I go change from one to the other, then I'm thinking about which way I want it to go, and I stumble. Like I have to just not think about it and then go to scroll, and I don't remember which direction I try to scroll when I try to zoom in. All right, so here's the other thing that's going to be fun. I did get most of my extensions loaded. I got my shortcuts loaded. I got my 3D mouse set up, but I did not change my on-screen icons, so I may have to do a little bit of that as we go through here too. All right, so this is going to come up straight like this. Take it over. And then I think this looks like a circle. It's not. All right, let's draw an arc from here to here. And then I'm going to delete that. Now I don't know which way I expect my scrolling to work. No, up feels like it should go in. Up.
Does one of them feel more natural?
What do we have now? Let's see. Okay, let's turn it to unnatural. Still going the same way. Oh well. Time to muscle through this stuff.
I got to remember, because I remember we forced it in SketchUp to behave a certain way, regardless of what Apple told us to do.
Yeah,
and I don't
take
remember
that,
if we
Apple.
turned that back off at some point. Now I got it. Now I got to look it up.
All right. Okay, so that's that piece. I'm going to connect, whoops, this. I'm trying to tell where, because this is like, this is shiny. That's really what I remember this as. I'm going to make this like a smaller piece like that.
Okay, so if you open up SketchUp,
Got it.
Go to preferences, and then go to preferences and then compatibility.
Invert. Okay. Ooh, it happens. All right, so that feels better.
So now you can choose natural or unnatural at the Apple level and still go to not stupid at the SketchUp level.
Nice. I do appreciate not too stupid. Touch of stupidity works, but you don't want to get crazy with it. All right, I'm gonna come down here. Anybody else out there currently, has anybody actually been affected by fires? Is anybody in a spot where they've actually like experienced the fires?
I haven't experienced them direct. Oh, you're not talking to me, I bet.
No, I already know. Well, I mean, you could tell everybody else. I don't care, but somebody else might.
I had ash on the hood of my car yesterday, and I'm constantly all gunked up in my sinuses.
I know. Isn't it the worst? I had that too. I went out to the car and like looked like somebody was sitting there with a cigarette going like this all over the window. All right, so I'm just gonna put something across like. All right, so that is my initial profile of the fire truck, fire engine. Is that a regional thing?
Fire engine versus fire truck.
Yeah.
I think Kai had made a comment about fire engine on the forum.
That's where I saw it, yeah. All right, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come right here because this is a nice clear line. And I'm gonna put a single line across like that. That's very clearly the width of that section. And now I will take this and I'm gonna grab it by, I'll grab it by the bottom, make a copy and put that bottom right there at the middle. And then I will stand it up. All right, now I can come in here, I can pull this out this way, pull this out this way, pull this one out this far, same on this side. Oh, reverse my face, and then just double click, double clicking, face. Back face. So that's going to get stopped right there. So I'll pull it once and then I'll pull it a second time to there and then do the same thing, double click here. All right, so there is my initial profile of my fire vehicle. I never got a good answer on that trucker engine. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say. I do know that now is a good time to save.
John McSee said fire engine is in the UK.
Okay.
And maybe truck in most of the US. Yeah, I'm seeing...
Sounds like something we do.
Seeing several people actually saying that. Gavin said UK for engine, truck for US. Andy said UK for engine.
Well, and I feel bad like I'm being disrespectful if I call it a fire truck because that's what I was raised with. So I'm going to call it my fire prevention vehicle, which nobody would ever call it. So now I've offended.
You could also just call it a big noisy red truck.
That's true. Noisy machine. All right. That looks pretty sweet, actually. I like it. All right. So one of the things...
Keggy said they call them appliances in the actual fire service. And now I just picture a fireman running like a washing machine.
That's what I was just going to say. A bright red dishwasher.
Yeah.
Not making fun, just kind of surprised.
That's where your brain goes. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hide this temporarily. And I want to get this profile worked out. So it looks like we come in at a little bit of an angle, something like that. And then I'm going to close this up to here with an arc. All right. So that And did I make that in the center? I don't know that I made that centered, but here, where's the middle? Oh, I did. Nope, I didn't. Something got drawed, not flat. Erase, erase. One more time for practice. All right. Another arc from here to here. Is that flat? Something's still bumpy. Oh. Whew. All right, let's turn off X-ray. Nope. I don't know where I'm at, so I got to keep X-ray on. There, and then arc those two together. Is that better? Something's still not flat. Good golly. All right, let me do this. Close that surface first. Boom. All right, now I'll draw a line over like this. Now I will draw an arc over like this. Still came out of plane somehow. I'm good. I am that good.
You know, it takes a good man. Good man? I don't know what it takes. It takes something to admit you're wrong.
I am obviously so wrong. I drew half that underneath somehow. So come on, X-ray. Work with me, not a gimme. There we go. Whew. Twice as much work as it needed to be. All right, there we go.
So are you going to take advantage of the new line inference changes? You can turn off your inferencing and all that stuff.
Yeah, because I just drew something off axis, so that's fun. All right,
yeah.
So I'm creating a cutter right here. I'm going to clean it up. Alt. There we go. Make that into a group, and then unhide this. Didn't quite go high enough. There we go. All right, let's see how this works out. Are you solid? No. Fortunately, I think I have Solid Inspector installed. I just don't have it. Don't have my shortcut in here. A lot of people, it's getting better than it was to reinstall extensions when you change computers or new versions. I personally have always appreciated it because, like I said, I've said this before, that's my chance to like clean up my SketchUp installation because I install and uninstall a lot of extensions. So
yeah, but you're like sort of professionally predisposed to do such.
Yeah, I don't know that that's a recent development. I think I've always poked around at tools to see if I like them or not.
Well, so when the time comes,
Ooh, look at that, oh, baby!
It looks like Lawrence went ahead and posted several great images. One of them actually says Orange Volunteer Fire Department, so it might be the truck, literally the truck you're doing, engine you're doing, appliance you're doing,
device.
Can I just hyphenate that?
Thing?
The appliance engine truck?
We just stick with a easy term like the truck.
Whatever, I guess.
All right, I'm gonna do something here. I want to actually round this corner out back to here too. Actually, no, maybe I'll just take it all the way. All right, so I want to get this profile right here. Take that. I'm gonna rotate it. Oh, I forgot about I forgot that I have a head on the screen. There we go. Let's get it back to there. And now I'm going to run this profile. Let's see how this works. Get rid of these lines now. So I want to run it here, down this little teeny vertical. Turn here.
School is in when it comes to the different, what you actually call your fire extinguishing system. If it has ladders, then it is a truck. Engines have a pump. Sometimes a truck has a pump. I can't. Let's see. So you've got a ladder on there and a pump. So yours is a truck.
Okay,
Yes.
that's good. I had no. Well, I figured there's a reason you would call it one thing and not another, but I had no idea what that reason might be. So that's good to know. It's good to know.
Probably.
You know, it's funny because you always you ever get in that situation where you're like, well, I don't know what it is. I like to assume that somebody somewhere does, even when I don't.
Right. So yeah, as I've gotten older, this is the trick to becoming older, is you start to realize that maybe someone else has a more correct answer. I'm going to stand by fire truck as still being accurate whenever I say that. But now I realize that I'm only half smart. I'm also half stupid.
Hey, you're batting 500, buddy.
That's pretty sweet. I love football analogies.
And wait a beat and continue on. That's how you do that.
So there's a bunch of people here from the UK. So I'm curious if cricket, so in American baseball, which is sort of a derivative of cricket, sort of, they have that whole batting 1,000, you know, the stats for how you're batting and stuff. Do they have something similar for batting in cricket? Like, and are there cricket collector's cards? When I was a kid, I had all kinds of baseball collector cards.
Yeah. I did as well. Come on, follow me.
Yeah, I heard that Follow Me doesn't work on new computers.
Just gotta have a button. Do you know, Jody? You might know this because you've been around.
I know a thing or two.
I'm trying to decide how I want to transition this curve into the front, and I think what I want to have it do is come here, turn, and then go this way. So I think what I want to do is something like this. Oh, but I made this so much more difficult on myself than I needed to. It's kind of a thing. It's kind of my thing. I already have it there. I'm just going to push it long. All right, never mind. So I'm just going to blend. I'm going to manually blend this together by follow meing this curve right here. And I'm just going to grab this, and I'm going to option push it through like that. I'm going to grab all of that, and just say intersect face with selection, and then I can grab that and delete it, and then just clean that up. That'll work for what I'm doing.
No, it's all right. You know, it's okay.
I'm not done.
I'll allow it.
I got a little more to go. Watch, but
Okay.
now
Okay.
we bring in the softener. That was my nickname in high school. Yeah.
Nice.
There we go. Ooh, soften.
Unexpected.
All right.
So I'm wondering, because we have based on how many people just responded to my cricket comment and just general announcements, I mean, I would say that we have a fair number of viewers who are in the UK.
Would you say you have a plethora of viewers?
I do not think this means what you think it means. Maybe we should be like changing up our humor style. Give something a little more deadpan UK style. I'm going to start watching like old episodes of The Old Office, get super uncomfortable, because that's what that show does to me.
Oh.
And then maybe we can come back in and be a little more hard to watch.
I'm going to work on my my silly walks, a la Monty Python. That's
He's
still
from the
relevant,
ministry.
right?
I think Monty Python will always be relevant.
That's good stuff. That is good stuff. Last time where I did a push-pull, I had all those broken segments, so I'm going to grab this line right here and weld it right now, and then push this through. That should give me a nice smooth, let's check. Still got to fine tune my mouse, but yeah, that's the stuff. Okay. All right.
Okay, so I'm starting to type UK folk. What would you call, so if someone from Michigan's a Michigander and a Colorado person is a Coloradan, what is someone from the UK?
You
can't.
Ucker? No.
That
sounds bad.
Be careful.
Don't say that.
I don't know.
Cool. All right. I'm going to call that done.
British is, so that's fine to say British, even though some people are not British in the UK? Or is everybody in the UK British? See, I'm totally, my true colors of ignorant American is totally coming through right now. Okay, so Scottish and Welsh could be, but so since you're not, you might be one or the other. I don't want to say you're all four. It's British considered English, Welsh, Scottish, and Irish. All of those fall into the same header. I'm sorry, Aaron. I turned this into my own little.
No, this is a thing I would like to know too.
Okay, they're all British.
Okay.
Fine. All right, that's what I'll call you, Brits. I can still say Brits, right? I need to get the microphone closer to my head. I keep leaning back, all cocky like.
Sure, I can turn you up. I mean, we have the technology.
Okay. If I'm too quiet for everybody, then you just say, Aaron, turn Jody up. If I'm too loud, or you don't want to hear me, say, Aaron, mute Jody.
That makes
Just
a lot of sense.
be aware that if you say that, if he's not reading chat, it's up to me to tell him what you said, and I will tell him what I want him to hear.
This all sounds fair.
Yes.
Ugh. All right. So I'm very quickly approaching that area where I stop using the reference photo because it causes problems for me. All right.
My kids had a block fire engine truck appliance, and this is about accurate for that. So you're probably good. You probably don't even have to go much further.
Nice.
Now just paint it red.
You know, so I did something dumb. I know you're all surprised.
Could you be more specific, please?
I did something dumb yesterday. I, as you know, am not a woodworker, but I do have several tools. So my wife came to me and said, can you fix the drawer on my dresser? And I gotta say, all right, I'm gonna make a plea right now to humanity in general. Can we come up with a better way to store stuff besides drawers? Because I feel like we took the weakest pieces of material we could find, put them all together into a shape that's open on one side, and then made that like the piece of furniture that moves the most. So I don't think I have a dresser without at least one drawer broken. So
I feel like maybe you could just upgrade your dresser.
Well, if you want to get practical about it,
you might just it might just be possible you have a crappy dresser.
Odds are good.
Anyway, so are you telling me that you now have 2 broken dressers?
No.
Or 2 broken drawers in your dresser?
So here's what I did. So I was actually going there's 2 broken drawers actually to start with. So that was not because of me. That was just because clothes do that to dressers. So okay. I'm going through and I'm fixing it, and there's not a whole lot to connect stuff to in a right, so I also, so full disclosure, not the highest quality addresser either. Just point that part out right now. But I'm going through this thing and I got it all glued up. All the pieces are glued. I got these reinforcement strips along the bottom. And I'm going in with a finish nailer to put some nails through to hold it together. And the first thing I said to myself was, don't nail yourself. So I put a nail in and I said, don't nail yourself. And I did it again. And I'm like, yes, I got this down. And then I went, ow, I nailed myself. So, like, fifth nail in, I put a finish nail into this finger right here. It's hard to see because there's no light. Ugh. Pulled my finger off there, but this was the good part. So this is actually, it's nice because it's over here and I can actually do most of my work without it. But here's the maturity part, and this is what you made me think of this when you talked about being mature, Jody.
What? I didn't mean to talk about mature.
Was that I had the foresight to just do a little bit of loose bleeding everywhere before running off to get a Band-Aid. So I made sure to nail together all the glued parts because I figured if I left to get a Band-Aid, came back, the glue would be dried with everything half put together. So it was kind of a big achievement for me right there. Now if I could just do it without nailing myself at all, then it'll be a real win.
I'm presuming you had a nail gun to do this then?
Yeah.
Or not? Okay, because, yeah, I guess it's easier to do that.
I will say that, unfortunately, I am the second person I've shot with a nail gun.
Nice. So you're dangerous to other people too.
Yeah.
I'm to yourself and others.
Equal opportunity, job site injury potential. Yeah.
So Tyson and I have this back and forth about what is fine woodworking, because I tend to be a little snobbish about, joint work and versus glue and nails and stuff like that. And I think this would be a case where if you had fine furniture, something that was crafted with joints instead of nails and glue, then your drawers would probably all be in fine shape.
Yeah, but I probably wouldn't be able to buy that for a kid's bedroom for, say, $30.
There's that.
There's
that. Maybe you shouldn't have had kids. Did you think of that?
They do cause a lot of problems.
No. Yeah. And apparently it leads to nailing yourself.
Yeah. What the hell?
Did you at least nail one of them as the other time you nailed someone?
No,
fair.
that was my cousin who flew out from Illinois to Colorado to help me finish my basement.
Oh, that's fine. Cousins are...
Yeah.
You can write them off.
They're family, so... But I did have to take him to the hospital.
Oh, geez. Where did you nail him?
Right in the wrist. So I have a picture of driving to the hospital. He's got his hand up on like the overhead handle thing in the door. You can see this just profile of the dark of his hand and this nail just sticking right out of the side of his wrist.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that embarrassing part of your life with us.
I try to keep it real.
Yeah, that's definitely very real. Whenever I was like 13 or 14, I went with my dad and I went from Oklahoma, where we lived at the time, up to Colorado, Pagosa Springs, and built a log cabin for my sister because she had some money from, I don't remember how. But so, yeah, I think in the course of that, like once we had the cabin put up, he was nailing some siding on or something like that. And I think he put a nail, like, maybe not 16 penny, but like a big fat one right through just the web of his hand, right between his pointer and his thumb. He just pulled it out. Your cousins apparently went, because my dad just pulled it out and like licked the blood off or something, as you do. And just went back to work. He might have swore, but otherwise...
was he upset about hurting himself or losing the nail?
He wasn't upset about anything.
Oh.
He was probably upset that it slowed him down. He was doing stuff. He was in the middle of something, and damn it, he had to bleed.
I don't have time to bleed. Name that movie.
Wait.
Anyone? Anyone?
I mean, I tend to go with lines like that to, what is that jungle? What is that Robert Downey Jr. movie? No, I'm going to have to look it up. Now you can just tell me.
There's no Robert Downey Jr.
Wait.
Yep, YouTube
Predator.
got it.
Yep. Nice. I'm only so good at quoting movies. Now maybe I need to go watch that. You know, all these things are coming back onto Netflix and all these different networks.
Yeah.
But like all the old, like cheesy 80s action movies are not coming back. Why are these things not? Why don't I get the option to go watch, you know, Beverly Hills Cop 2 or any of the Schwarzenegger or Stallone movies from the 80s?
I don't know. They're on my Netflix, so I would take it personally if I were you.
Oh, are they really? maybe I haven't looked.
That's true. I don't know.
I'm slowly
right.
making my way through Doom Patrol Season 2, though. Speaking of streaming things. Man. I can't, I'm apparently turning into a prude old man because I get so sick of hearing Brendan Fraser screaming out the F word. Like that's every fourth word he says in the show.
Doom Patrol?
Yeah.
I still have not seen that. All right. So I'm thinking for the front, to put the front details in, I do this a couple ways, but I think what I'm going to do is just make some surfaces that I can push into the front because the front has a bunch of curves on it already. So I think if I just trace this in 2D and just pull the whole thing up, I can actually just take that and just extend it in and cut the front. That's my theory. I'm not really sure how it's going to work out, but we'll find out. I'm only going to do half too, because it would just be silly to model this whole thing twice. Which I realize I just did that with like the hubs, the wheel wells and everything, so I made fun of me first, so you guys can't.
Or if we do, we're just being we're being supportive of your own self-deprecation.
Okay, I'm good with that. Awesome.
So going back to the nail thing though, I'm trying to think if I've ever actually put a nail into my flesh. I've done staples, but what I end up getting is, because I'm a modern man, I tend to use screws instead of nails to put my stuff together. And so what I end up doing is several times I have jammed the Phillips head of a power, like my power screwdriver into my finger. That's pointy and it hurts really bad. I end up bruising myself and cutting myself.
Yeah, I've done that too. I don't like that. Just be totally honest. And you know what the worst part of it always is that it's your fault, but you're always pushing down hard because you're driving a screw or something. It's the worst. I'm really uncomfortable with everything right now. Like I'm wincing. I got a full body wince going on right now. Oh, it's the worst.
I'm familiar with that wince. It's like a thing, you know. I get like this weird sympathetic pain whenever somebody does, or even I just hear about someone doing a thing. I don't like to hear about people hurting themselves. I can relate too well to that feeling at this point.
Oy.
Sorry, I'm scrolling back up in the chat because I feel like I'm ignoring people. I'm not.
Yeah, I think we've talked. A lot of talking has happened, but.
Yeah. Is it symmetrical? Andy wanted to know why you modeled both sides. I don't know if it is.
Thus far, it is. Everything I've modeled so far has been symmetrical. That's what I was saying. I probably didn't have to. It's not going to stay that way. It's not symmetrical when all is said and done. I don't think. So this was the first week of back to school here in Colorado. That was fun.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Actually, not too bad. I mean, our kids are doing the virtual thing, so that's been not too bad. So I got 2 sets of these there. Divide by 5. So it wasn't too bad. Yourself, how'd the first week go for you?
Well, since we homeschool, then nothing has really
Same old,
changed
same old?
because of COVID-19. Nothing is. It's all the same.
Wait, it means your kids have to endure the same teacher again?
Yeah.
Rough.
I'm just hoping to avoid any kind of school place violence.
Good.
I feel like I'd be targeted.
Yeah, I would think so. So
Hey, what's that thing in your left hand?
Has that happened? It has. All right, I haven't done this pitch for a little while. Let me get it. Oh, what this? Oh, this old thing?
Oh, hi there.
This is a 3D mouse, specifically the Space Mouse Enterprise from 3D Connection. So it allows me to move the model in 3D space without having to use this mouse over here. So that's nice for a couple reasons. One is it frees this mouse up to go grab a different command, or I can actually do things like erase lines as I'm moving around. It makes it really quick and easy to do that kind of editing. It also makes for these nice fluid movements. So you can see that I can just, rather than SketchUp users are used to this, but with the 3D mouse, you can actually make that all one smooth movement like that. Just makes it a little bit easier on the eyes if you're presenting. And if you're a designer, it could be that next thing that takes you to the next level as far as your capabilities. It's definitely something I recommend if you're an experienced SketchUp user and you want to figure out something to get just a little better than you already are. I would highly recommend checking it out.
So that drives the more functional question of how's it working with the new drivers on the new computer?
Everything seems to be working pretty well. I got to ask this. I'm going to abuse you all as a captive audience. Does anybody here have a MacBook Pro 2000? Well, I guess it is 2020. So here's the issue I've been running into. I'm just curious if anybody else has hit this. I am seeing mouse stutter. So depending on what I'm doing, so if I'll sit here and do circles like this, every 3 seconds or so, I don't know how you can see this as on the stream, but every few seconds it stops for just a fraction of a second. So it actually slows down and stutters. I was wondering if anybody else saw that. I've definitely narrowed it down to the issue has to do with when I'm connected to the HDMI out that is shared on OBS. So I've definitely figured out what it is, but I haven't figured out how to deal with it. So I just wonder if anybody else has run into anything with a new MacBook Pro.
My MacBook Pro is not new, therefore I have no information available.
Ty, I have restarted 2 or 3 times a day for the last week. Which is also kind of a standard thing for a new computer, right? That's what I hear. All right.
2 times a day, goodness.
Well, you get new drivers and new stuff and stuff.
Did you put your tiny Aaron up in the corner?
I didn't. He fell down somewhere over there. I don't have him.
Oh, okay.
All
You're doing something, and Keggy could not see what you were doing.
I'm sorry.
Doing at the time.
I'll try to keep it on that side or that side of the screen. All right.
Keep it over there.
That's right.
I'm just looking at the tread pattern on those tires. Ugh. These do not look like aggressive in a weird way.
Strangely aggressive?
Strangely aggressive.
All right, so I'm going to get this tipped up, and I'm going to drop it from the middle right to the middle here. All right, that's pretty. So I'm going to do a little bit of alignment now. I was a little loose intentionally with that. So I want to get the bottom, I want to keep the bottom here. I'm going to scale it vertically, try to get it so that this break right here, I think that right there looks like it is. Okay, so that's this bottom line right here should be right here. So here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to go slide that vertically to right there. And now I'm going to use scale to scale it down to here. And I'll bring this down.
So Mark said he was just watching, and without any specific reason, he just pressed Control Z on his keyboard. He's trying to undo whatever you did.
Symbiosis is completed. We are one.
Sometimes I'll be out driving my car, and I won't be listening to any music. It'll just be me and my thoughts, and I'll like hit the little button on my steering wheel to change the channel. Like,
I don't like this thought.
Else, maybe? Yeah.
Forward.
And go away. Or turn it up. It's good to see that Transom is inflating our numbers by watching on all 3 platforms.
Nice.
Thanks, Transom.
All right, so now I want to just...
So every time I see those big bumpers, the big front bumper like that, I just always think of like, what's his name? Bubblegum Shrimp. Bubba of Bubblegum Shrimp. He always, like, his bottom lip just stuck out super far.
Because he got big gums?
It just looks like a lip. Yeah, it looks like a bottom lip sticking out really far.
All right. So that's about what I want to have happen there. I'd imagine the grill's going to stick out a little bit too. So I'll bring that out like that. Cool. And then this piece, I'm going to be a little bit more selective with how this goes back, how this all intersects. Like that. I got to get a surface on there to make sure it intersects. Because then what I will do, take this off and take this off. Get rid of that. So what I want to have is this. Don't need that. Don't need that. I actually don't need this or this either. I did that because I want to make sure this lines up vertically. So I want to make sure that I use push-pull and get this lined up to that line. All right. That way I'm not going to have, my fear is that I have like, this line comes in and cuts it at like a 64th of an inch off or something like that, and I have an extra face there. But by aligning that beforehand, I know that that'll cut at the same spot. So in theory now, oh dear, that's not going to work. All right, so we got to get that fixed up. Get rid of these extra lines here. Get rid of all these lines here and here. Ugh. All right, it's wrecking ball surgery time. Brute force modeling.
Make it happen, or else.
That's right. See? Seconds spent. All right, what I'm going to do now, I just cleaned all this up down here, so I'm actually going to separate these two sections. Oops, I just broke it again. There we go. Get rid of all this mess right here. And then I can just do a new push-pull. Actually, before I push-pull though, I'm going to grab this and weld it. That way when I push pull this, should be nice and clean. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Oop. Option push pull, that way I keep that face out front. I'm not really worried about front and back faces right this second because I'm doing all this work for one purpose, and that is to remember, I don't care. Keep trying to clean it up. All I really want to do is get this intersected with this. I'm going to grab both these pieces, slide them vertically. There we go. I'm going to do this in two pieces. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all of this right here. And actually, I'll do this now.
You should probably save soon. Just saying.
One click, so easy. I didn't do.
I'm just saying what.
Yeah, I know. We're all thinking.
Ty already said. Well, Ty said it. Ty actually said it out loud.
Oh, thanks, Ty.
Yeah. At the same time, Transom said that you should put googly eyes and a smile on the front of it. I don't know. I could see that. Totally look like a little Cars character.
I should have done this differently.
Hindsight.
You know what? I've never. I'll see if I can. Oh no! I was just say, can I get my little delete stack on the bottom to go all the way across the screen?
You're not fast enough.
Well, I just got to do without screwing up. Come on, you can do it. You can do it.
You're gonna get carpool tunnel syndrome if you don't. If you're not careful.
Oh, 2 rows! Oh, dang it. I got so excited I stopped. Okay. Anyhow. Yeah, I should have done this differently because what I should have done is only copied up the outside face and pull that back to the face of the main engine. That would have made that all one step instead of what just happened. All right, so over here, I'm just going to get rid of these on the outside. Pull these forward just a little bit so they're not at the same height. Orient faces. What? Monster, trying to ruin everything. All right, and now I'm going to grab this, make it a group, cut it, come in context here, paste in place, explode. Oh, you monster. Look at that. It's awesome and irritating all at once. After I just cleared out all that stuff, it came back. Okay, we'll deal with that in a second. I'll deal with you later. I'm going to intersect face with selection. There we go. That's this. Ooh, yeah. It's going to be inside here. This is why I didn't worry about cleaning this up, because I knew I was going to come through here in just a second and get rid of all of that. So with this, let's see, if I just do one big rectangle like that. Yeah, I kind of did that not the best possible way because I was not planning ahead. You know, I saw an interesting thing this weekend. On YouTube, I like to follow artists, like people who draw stuff, kind of artist. And I really made something bad there. I saw an artist who proposed something, and I was like, oh, this is totally a SketchUp thing. And I wanted to throw it out there as a challenge. Maybe we'll do a video on this. This could be kind of a fun thing. But the idea behind the challenge was you draw something. In our case, you would model something, pick something you haven't modeled before, something simple, and spend a set amount of time on it. So in the drawing case, it was 10 minutes. I would say for a 3D model, maybe a little bit longer, maybe give 15 minutes, but not a super complex thing, but something, you know, that's reasonable in that amount of time. You model it once, and then when you're done, you stop and you spend a minute looking at your model, thinking about how you could have done it better, how you could have done it, you know, more efficiently, more detail, whatever. And then after that minute pause, you go and do it again. And then you pause again, review your work, and do it a third time. And they showed side-by-side drawings for these things, and it was amazing how much like better you could get over, you know, in the case of half an hour, just going from drawing your first attempt to drawing it again and again. So I was thinking that would be a fun thing to do with a 3D model is, you know, how would you draw it the first time? And then once you've learned, how would you go back and draw it again? And then again, and then again. So maybe we'll throw together a model or a challenge like that. That'd be kind of a fun thing to see your guys' models and how that works out.
It sounds a lot like sort of just the revision process for writing.
Yeah, exactly. You never get it right the first time, right?
Is that a play on the word right in this case, or
not intentionally? But you're right. I nailed that.
Almost like with a power nailer, pneumatic nailer, whatever it was you nailed yourself with.
You know, the worst part about puncture wounds is that not only do you have to deal with the fact that you've got a hole in you, there's also this bruise now where that little chunk of metal pushed its way into my skin, and it hurts.
Yeah, don't do that again.
That's the plan.
I think that's the main reason stuff hurts, is just as a discouragement from repeated attempts.
Hey, stupid. Don't do that anymore. Got it. Okay, body.
Remember when you did this and it hurt? We're gonna do that every time.
Let's say we don't do that anymore, huh? Yeah, that's a good idea. So, for example, this mess that I am cleaning up right here could have all been avoided by just, if I had left that flat to begin with and just push-pulled after it was joined. Oh man, that would have been so easy.
Man,
but now I got all these
professional modeler.
Stupid lines. Ugh. I have that embarrassing t-shirt on right now. Like a chump.
Chump.
All right, but that's good. That's enough. That's enough cleanup. That's enough. These are just some stinking headlights. I don't need to beat this to death again. Yeah. So let's go throw some. What's next? What's next on the? I don't know. The checklist for building a fire vehicle, fire suppression vehicle. Oh, right here. This is what's next. All right.
Eyebrows.
So let's see, now what I should be able to do is I should be able to come in here, grab just this chunk right here, and say intersect face with model. And that should, boom, get me my, there's my lines. That's pretty cool. Bring that out like that. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how I would make this work. In this case, I'm just gonna rough it in. Oh, that was a perfect opportunity to toggle off my... Oh, really should have done it. So let's see, how would this wrap back? Oh, I don't think this is actually a hard angle. I think this is actually probably supposed to be smoothed back like that, but I didn't do that. So in our case, we're gonna do something like this. Yeah, there's still some jumpiness. I definitely am still having My mouse is still definitely jumping around a lot.
Like a House of Pain song?
What? Jump around.
Jump up, ping it down. Yeah, that's House of Pain.
Jump around.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get too topical, too current. I mean, the song's only like 20 years old.
Yeah, I think you missed that boat.
Whoopsie.
All right, I'm gonna call that. Spend more time up there. I am gonna come in here and do this though. I'm gonna grab all that and I'm gonna soften it. All right, just a little smoothing. Smooth, smooth. Cool. All right, let's move on. Actually, you know what this is hitting is, I get rid of that line right there because it's causing it. An actual piece there is breaking through the outside. All right, let's take a little look at what else we got. I'm gonna throw some placeholder tires in here. So I'm just gonna find the middle, pull something out like that, and then I'll probably just do offset that to here, to here, and to here. Bring that up like that. Bring that up to here. And I'll take maybe this one and move it down. Get rid of my X-ray. That's gonna work for right now. Cool.
Sorry,
It looked like we had
distracted by my work over there.
Ugh.
Asking me to do things for work.
You are working, Jody. You got the hardest job of all.
I know, just being pretty. It's not working.
Nobody argued with you, though.
I was thinking about, since in the spirit of making your own shirts, I was thinking a good one would be Too Ugly to Model. It's like, it hits on so many levels. It wouldn't be a shirt for me, though. That wasn't what I was implying.
Could you be too pretty to model?
Maybe. Guess it depends on what you're modeling.
Uh-oh, I don't think I put mirror on here.
Oh.
Ah, shut it down. Try again tomorrow.
See you guys at, well, in exactly 12 hours. So 1 a.m. our time. Right? I don't like this plan.
I don't care for that. That's not going to happen. All right, so I'll get it flush to the outside, and then I will just make a copy over here. I will do scale and negative scale to 1, and then I can slide it back in right up to the face. There we go. Okay, I just needed that for reference, I guess. I don't know. It's a fire truck now. It's a fire engine
Appliance.
Device thing. Deal thingy. Okay, I'm So do I have, is this all flat? It is. Okay. So I'm just going to freehand some designs on here. So it looks like from where this comes across, I kind of have, so it looks like this line carries across like this. And then I got something kind of going like that. And that goes over to about, I actually use it as a reference and drop that straight down until it hits that wheel cover. Ah, why can't everything just be called a thingy?
In some circles.
Yeah, like whenever, like the circle of Friday afternoons with SketchUp.
Yes.
where we model thingies. Oh, that could be misinterpreted too. Probably shouldn't. Let's not add that as the tagline. All right. I'm going to throw a rectangle on here. So I know I'm modeling out of context right now. That's actually intentional because what I'm going to do is get these in here. So they'll come down further. And then I'm going to take those lines and put it on both sides and then merge it with the main portion of the model. Okay. And now also, I was also waiting to do this because I want them to be the same. Oh, come on, man. You got some context issues happening. All right. So let me double click to place my curve again. Not cool.
Not cool, dude. Not cool.
That's so weird. All right, well, I'm just gonna.
Hey, Aaron, what did you do with your days off last week?
Must not have been great because I don't remember anything special.
You took pictures. I saw what you're doing.
A little bit. I had some
Talking about
solid Lego time. That was kind of nice.
we were just talking about things that hurt. You can talk about what it's like to press together a bunch of Chinese Lego knockoffs.
I guess when you're a kid, you can just sit there all day and do that to yourself. But as a physically, technically adult, man, that was painful.
The older I get, the more efficient I am at being in pain as a result of the things I do.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time playing God of War, which I've had for a while, but only finally just started playing it. And like after playing for several hours on one day, like I'm going to bed that night and I'm just like, why is my shoulder all messed up? How come my left wrist hurts? It's from holding a controller and sitting in the same spot with my neck bent down looking at the TV. What the heck? Games are supposed to be fun. Fun.
Yep. Nope. Doesn't happen.
Yeah. I feel like I need to like warm up. I need to find some PS4 yoga.
Yoga for gamers. You could be onto
Yeah,
something right there. I mean that could be a moneymaker.
that is a YouTube channel waiting to happen.
Okay. Nice
Dibs,
big
dibs. Nobody else do that.
circles. Trigger finger, trigger finger. All right.
They have to have cool new names too.
That's right. No downward dog. It's gonna be like the Master Chief lunge or
Teabagging.
all right, I'm gonna cut those, come in context, edit, paste in place, and explode. All right. And the only piece I'm really worried about, I'm gonna take this trim right here and just pull it out ever so slightly. Ah!
Oh, neat. I like what you did there.
All right, let's orient our faces, shall? Oh, dang it. Okay.
There you go.
I'll
Beer can bin, remote control curl, Amazon delivery dash. These are good. These are good names. Gotta figure out what this look like.
Oh, it's funny because it's true.
We laugh to keep from crying.
Yeah, you know it's funny because, and I know there's different countries are dealing with this whole COVID thing differently, and some are doing better jobs than others. But it has been a very interesting. What is going on? Okay.
Are we working with? You didn't split that. That's not two halves, right?
No, and once again, somebody should have prevented me from doing this to myself.
This is all their fault.
That's right. Come on, someone. All right, what do I have going on here in the bumper? Oh, just got a whole face. Oh, there it is. There we go. Nice. I don't know how that's even possible. What the problem is. All right. Cool. All right. Front end's looking good. Let's spend a little time in back here. I don't have an overhead view, but it'd be kind of cool to put something like this on here. This ladder. So I'm kind of thinking, oh, I'm going to wing it.
Put wings on it. Yeah.
Why can't fire trucks all fly? That would be so cool.
I don't even know. Sadly, even the images over on the forum are all taken from the perspective of someone on the ground. Why don't we ever get pictures of fire trucks from the people being rescued by them?
Guess they're busy. Something like that. Whatever.
Maybe.
Maybe we should have started with that. Is anybody a first responder,
Rescue
emergency worker type actually on the stream?
If you are, then you're probably in the UK because it seems to be where everybody is. Huh? Huh? Except for YouTube. He's down there in 115-degree Arizona. And I will be honest, I would rather go to the UK. Except Americans aren't allowed in Europe right now.
That is true.
Kai said that he has gone into some hospitals where he has to get water samples, and the wards are all COVID recovery units. That'd be sort of humbling. That's close to being
Yeah.
close-ish. He's at least walked into a hospital. I haven't walked into a hospital yet. Knock on wood. Keggy's a retired policeman. Hopefully you're not being affected by this. Lots of people retired from this stuff.
That's cool.
It's fine. I'd be retired from that stuff too.
I hope to be retired one day.
Michael said he'd love to be eating cake while watching this, and I'm thinking cake does sound pretty awesome right now.
I don't dislike the idea of that at all. I have coffee without cake, like sucker.
What are you, some sort of barbarian?
I know. My cake-free existence. I do have extra coffee though, so got that going for me. Yeah, it's the stuff. All right.
Wait, did you just pour that out of the thermos? You have like a... Man. I first of all, I don't understand how you could possibly be drinking coffee at this point. I like stopped. I've officially reached the point where I have to be done drinking coffee by like 10 a.m. It used to be 2 p.m. Now it's 10 a.m. I swear to God, if I'm drinking coffee at noon, I wake up at 5 a.m.
It's half calf, I will admit.
Okay. All right.
All right. So I'm thinking, I got these zigzag shapes. So I kind of want to get there. I want to make a shape like this. All right. I'm trying to think of how to do this. So what I want is, I want to have zigzag up again, right? No, it just goes this way, this way. Okay, so if I come this way a set amount, so I'm going to come this way 12 inches. I'm going to come all the way down to here, and then come back 12 inches, and take this line right here. So if I look at the bottom, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, say 10, I don't know. Divide that into 10 segments. Now this piece right here, in here, I'm thinking if I get this all designed up right on one, then offsetting it should be super simple. Let's toggle off inferencing. There we go. Ugh, kill me. About half that width. Okay, there we go. So take that now, and I'll pull that through to here. Cool. Now I can take that and bring it out, scale it backwards. I am doing that little dance you do with your new computer, where I got a running list of all the stuff I need to add to it. All right, so I should be able to take that then. I'll grab it by this end.
You could be toggling off inferencing again. This is a thing that I will never remember that I can do whenever I'm having problems.
Hold up. Yeah, I am way too dependent on inferencing to ever go in and like turn it off. Like I've spent too much time remembering how to sidestep it. All right, there we go. Cool. So I'm gonna take all of that, cut it, come in context, edit, paste in place, and then it'll show up on both sides. There we go. And then usually the way that all works is there's one of those inside the other so they can extend up, right? So I know I'm not doing a ton of detail in here, but I'm going to go like this. And then I'm going to scale that guy so that he will fit inside here.
So do you have, Brad's wondering this, if you have a sneaky way to get inside of geometry, like move into your closed faces without having a 3D mouse? Because I, like him, only ever do it accidentally.
If it weren't for my 3D mouse, I don't think I'd ever do it. So with 3D mouse, this is one of the big workflow differences is when you're zooming, it zooms based on how close you are to a surface. So if you eventually get to a spot where you're moving, so when you're far away, you scroll up, you go faster, and it just slows down to the point that I'm doing full scrolls right now, and I'm just getting a little bit closer and closer to the side, and then eventually break through. And you can see it speeds up, and then it starts slowing down until I break out the other side. Moving with the 3D mouse is totally indifferent to the surfaces, so hopping inside is super easy. If I wanted to hop inside and look inside this without a 3D mouse, my preferred solution, and this is not for everybody, and some people will say I shouldn't do this, but I would take a piece and hide it and then work this way. Ooh, hey, I need to get rid of that.
Oh, that was embarrassing.
And then once I'm done, then go unhide that last piece. So if I need to peek inside and I don't have a 3D mouse, that would be the way I would go about it personally. So your call though. Like I said, some people don't like that, don't like hiding geometry because it is possible to get it lost. But one of the things I have been trying to work with more and more is the outliner. So I guess that really works more for hiding entire pieces, groups and components. But yeah, so that's how I would peek inside if I didn't have something like a 3D mouse. All right. All right, so this thing does connect to something. It doesn't just float here. I don't know what this all looks like, so I'm going to make some things up. Roll with me. I'm going to make a platform like this. So it looks like I got something like that. And it looks like I got a kind of a little control kind of area thing here. Something, oops, too much. Like this. Grab these two lines and slide them up. And then it kind of looks like there's a pivot point right at the back of this with a hydraulic thing going forward. So I'll do something like that. This is the best. Totally making up design. All right, and I'll do a small push-pull like that. I'll put a line here at the middle. I'll grab that line and I will move that vertically. Vertically, I said. There we go. Something like that. And I'm assuming, it is an assumption, but I am assuming that there will be one of those on both sides. So I need to make some room over here. Take this little guy, slide him. Well, I'm going to be extreme. Very thin fireman's got to work that position.
Go thin or go smaller? How does that work?
Just go home.
What's the scenario where you would go home?
Just
Okay.
go home. It's Friday, go home. How's that? I'll bring this over like this. Okay, so we probably need to bring that out a little bit. No. Oh, man. Yeah, there we go. That looks reasonable. I think that may be open. I don't know. It's hard to, no, it looks like that is closed or open. Let's look from the front. Yeah, that looks like it's just a kind of a wire. Here, I'll do this. Grab these two, offset, do the same thing on this side. It's probably round tube, but cool. Interesting. All right. And then up here, I'm just going to create squares. I'm just going to pull straight down. Gives me that little, I'm assuming that's like a safety cage kind of thing. Don't want anybody falling off. And then
Brad said thanks. Ed said thanks. They both said thanks.
Thanks.
Sorry about your tip inside the.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry. I'm reading about Legionnaire's disease because that's what Kai is out there preventing on a regular basis.
But whoa, I feel like I totally missed everything there.
I know you missed this whole conversation that's happening just over on Discord.
Yeah, I don't get to see Discord, I guess.
I had always thought of Legionnaire's disease as being some thing that happens with the French Foreign Legion or some foreign legion somewhere else, but apparently they take it very seriously in the UK, and it's like a very active thing they're trying to keep track of.
What?
So,
without sounding dumb, what is it?
I just learned a whole. It's a bacteria, not unlike COVID-19 type stuff, with symptoms not unlike COVID-19 type stuff. And so, if you were to get that, it often is fatal. So you don't want to have.
I don't mean to sound crude or anything, but I always thought it was like a PTSD thing or something like.
Yeah, no, it's based on bacteria, and yeah, it's a severe form of pneumonia.
That's bad.
Isn't that crazy though? That I mean, it's like they take it really seriously in the UK, but in the US, it's almost like it's almost comedic how little it's ever talked about.
I had no idea what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, well, so that's why I've been over here talking completely separate from the rest of this, because I'm like, what the heck is this business? This is a real thing? We're not being funny right now?
Huh.
Yeah, anyway, it spreads in hot tubs, whirlpools, cooling towers, and air conditioner systems, hot water tanks. Just basically stay away from wet stuff.
What does that have to do with Legionnaires? I mean, aren't Legionnaires like...
It was first discovered at a Foreign Legion hall in Pennsylvania. And so I think it got named after the Foreign Legion guys there.
That sucks. That's a terrible thing to have named after you.
I know. So he like twice mentioned Legionella as what he does, and I'm like, what? What? This word is... You're making up words? It's hard to tell with Kai, because sometimes he can just be a wisecracking wise guy.
Yeah, that's why we like him. All right.
Anyway. So you would probably want to be careful that you don't have Legionella in the water tanks of one of these appliances.
Excellent plan.
Huh?
I'll do that.
I see how I brought it back to on topic.
Kinda. Oh, I don't have my axis tool. It's all falling apart here. All right, let's get this.
This is nice. It's sort of teaching you about all of the extensions that you've come to lean so heavily upon.
No kidding.
Oh, Oh, see, Christopher Ryan lost his dad to Legionella.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
Anyway,
I wasn't trying to make a joke. I really thought it was like a PTSD, like something
so
that people have
that
when
was
they're.
that's literally the exact same thing I was saying to Kai. Was I had no idea this was as big a thing anywhere else because it's such a non-thing here.
That's such an
And then he's like,
American
"Oh, they
way to.
discovered it
Oh,
in America," and I'm like, "What? What?"
of course they
Yeah.
did.
Sometimes I feel. I mean, I just feel completely, not deliberately obtuse to the rest of the world. I apologize to you non-Americans for just how completely self-absorbed I am as an American.
Oops.
Huh. So
Oops.
Ed said the Legion members wanted the disease named after them so that there would be public visibility, so they could make sure that it gets out there to the world. They know to deal with this.
That's interesting. All right. I will chalk this up as the thing I have learned today.
Nice. Every day with one of those things you learned. If you can learn a thing every day, you're doing all right.
That's what I tell my kids. I don't know that I always believe it, but
See, yeah, so these UK folk are saying in chat that it pops up all the time, and I swear I never hear about an outbreak of it. I mean, I may have my head in the sand. Maybe I'm not watching it. Since it's flu-like symptoms, I could see how we could just be like, "Oh yeah, the
oh,
flu
someone's
killed this
outside.
guy." Man, got all real there all of a sudden. So are you done with the Lego thing? That's the next question.
I
Is it built?
did finish the non-proprietary interlocking brick building toy system
Uh-huh.
Millennium Falcon.
So you had commented elsewhere that once you're done with this thing, you're taking it apart and you're going to sell it off or something, or give it away or whatever. Are you going to put each piece back into its appropriate bag, or is the next guy
I figure that has a
just,
that's like how much can I charge for it? I figure it all comes down to that right there.
yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Because whenever I go back and rebuild a Lego kit that I have,
yeah.
I don't have them all separated. So I believe it was, who was it? It's one of them bands that said you got to keep them separated. I think he was talking about Legos.
That sounds right. Yeah, I don't. I'm going back and forth on that one, to be honest. I figure it's. I mean, the way that kit was set up, I don't think it would be too hard to do that. I think it would be pretty easy to take it apart back into the bags. There's very little that like there wasn't part one, part two. There are actually different chunks you're always putting together. So I think I could do that. I think that might be how I'll try to go about it. All right.
All right. So still going to take a long time to take apart then as well. I like to do it like 52 card pickup style.
Yeah. Oh, my heart would die a little.
Have you weighed it yet?
No, I don't know. The box when it came to me was 25 pounds.
Holy cow.
So that's a lot of Lego.
There's a lot of Lego. Now we need to find a Chinese kit of the the Star Destroyer.
Yeah, it was funny because I was like, I thoroughly enjoyed doing it, and it was definitely fun that there was some spots that I totally remembered from the model I made, from the 3D model.
Mm-hmm.
but I really feel like now that I've done it, I'm good. You know,
I would see.
I'm good with
I
Legos
would probably
for a
be
while.
like, yeah, I would be Legoed out for I don't know several months. Like when we first kind of locked in for COVID, I bought several thousand piece puzzles, and after doing like two or three, I'm like, all right, I've not been back to the puzzle well in 4 months now. So
Same thing, yeah, pretty much.
you, YouTube is curious how much the Lego 3D model weighed.
It was heavy. That was a.
Heavy.
It's funny because we, we have a lot of teams inside of SketchUp that work on different things. So I actually had one of our development groups come to me and ask me for my input on components. You know how components work, and they like to see examples. So that was the piece I chose to show them, was the Millennium Falcon, and I got laughter. They just went, whoa. So that was a good time. All right. I'm gonna grab all this, make it a group.
So I don't know, since there's a delay, I'm not quite sure what happened, but Raymond was wondering what the rotate and make geometry trick was that you did to complete your shape. So rewind your brain 3 minutes, 2 minutes.
You know, time doesn't work the same way it used to, so I don't know what I was doing. I think I was watching a movie 3 minutes ago. I don't know. It kind of all runs together.
I think it was my son's birthday.
Was I eating ice cream at the time? I don't remember. It may have been rotate. Did I rotate the halves?
I'm not sure. I don't even watch you. I didn't even realize you made a ladder.
I don't know. I'm watching Firefly on the monitor while I talk. I don't know what's going on.
I was probably reading about Legionella at the time.
All right. If you remember, if somebody knows what I was doing, I'd be happy to revisit. But I know I did model. I only modeled half of that, so I may have been. Did I use rotate to flip it up the other way or something like that? Maybe.
I'm not sure.
I modeled half of it and flipped it over.
Yeah, that's what John's thinking.
Yeah, so I rotated it. I rotated it parallel to the half circle from the middle point of that half one, and then flipped it over.
Okay.
So maybe that was it. I'm sorry, not.
Raymond confirmed it was when you rotated the half
Okay.
hydraulic cylinder.
Okay. Not trying to intentionally be obtuse or anything.
You're just accidentally obtuse.
That's right. I do it without trying.
Or as they say in the business, you're thick as a brick.
That sounds about right. All right. Delete these edges, and then I got that. This is a. I'm pretty sure they call that a foot thingy.
Yep. I know that's appropriate term.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna stick this guy. It's funny because I remember, speaking of talking to internal groups about how stuff is used, somebody was asking me, like, these handles, are they useful? Do you ever use them? And I use them all the time. I use stuff with those, I move stuff with those handles constantly. somebody, I won't mention his name, but I do have a coworker who says that he doesn't find them useful, and I haven't spoke to that person since.
we don't even know that person's name. They're dead to me.
Looks like we got another
Okay,
one.
so
Mhm.
this is reminding me of. Did you ever watch any of the Black Mirror show on Netflix?
You know, I never. It's always been on my list, and I've just never gotten to it.
Well, there's this one episode where there's some sort of near future. You have a camera hooked up, and so you're recording everything you see. You can turn off the camera so that it doesn't record some stuff you see, but also you can block people out so that then when you see them, like, or they can put themselves on, not be visible to you. So whenever you see that person, they're just static. Like in real life, they're just static to you.
Ooh.
Yeah, super creepy, and that would be a perfect way to ignore some coworker that you don't want to associate with anymore.
Flip left, I don't know. Whichever direction the kids flip, the kids they don't want to see.
Yeah.
All right. So this is coming along. I mean, this is pretty cool for being like an hour and a half in. I feel pretty happy with where we're at right now.
It looks like a fire appliance.
You know what it is. That is the important part. All right. So I feel like, okay, we got a couple things going on. I feel like this should come out. I think it feels like there should be a step right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and model that. I can come all the way out there. There we go.
Why do they need an oil tank on a fire truck? It seems like spraying oil is a bad thing when it comes to fires.
I think you're thinking of gasoline. Gas is bad to put on fires.
Okay, oil might be good.
Yeah. See, now we have wandered into the I'm going to use an international term. The bits and bobs. That is an international term.
Yeah, that's a British equivalent of a thingamajig.
That's right. Bits and bobs. So we got some bits and some bobs here. A little both. I'm going to start with something like this. I'm going to pull this out a little bit because it looks like there's a break there. I don't know what's happening right here, but it does look like part of this goes up higher. That's right. It's Greebly time.
Oh, Greeblies.
So I'm just going to make this look interesting. That's really interesting. Go maintain that separation, and then I do feel like, oops.
A nut? Sometimes I feel like a nut. Sometimes I don't.
Well, that's good. I feel like
you gotta say this faster.
This
Comment.
Apparently, it's not always easy to talk and do things at the same time. So,
Okay, I'll allow it.
thanks, buddy. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just gonna wing this thing. I don't just enough thinking. I'll stop thinking. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna take that, give it a little depth like that. Bring that in like that. Bring it up like this. Offset that out a little more. Move that up. Move this part vertically. Give that a little roundness. And it looks like it's got like a couple of arms sticking out of here. So I'm going to come like that. I'm going to temporarily get rid of that and that. Pull it out this way. Put that on the other side. Beauty. Just could have done it all as one piece and then save myself some intersecting, but awesome, awesome. Grab all that. Intersect face with selection, and then we'll grab that, make it a new component. And this is a fire hose connection nozzle bit.
Obviously.
Duh, what else is it gonna be? All right, and I'm gonna grab all that again, soften it real quick. Sweet. And I feel like these are kind of smaller versions of the same thing, but they do look like, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll come up like this a little bit. Do the same thing. I'll give it a little bit of a collar right there. And then I will come back out. Push that up. Maybe I'll just grab this one and shrink it a little bit. We'll give it something like that. Now I do feel like I'm making greeblies.
Sometimes that's all that matters, is how you feel.
That's right. Copy that, stick it right there. Copy that. All right, well, that looks pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna grab those, make them a group real quick. Use that, oh so nice handle.
Oh, now look at you just all playing it up like you're just...
Darn right.
It's funny, when you first were talking about whether or not a handle was useful, I thought at first that you were talking about like all the different handles that are on the sides of a fire truck. I'm like, why would anybody at the office know about the usage of fireman handles?
I'm sure they don't care. You know, for fire truck design.
Obviously. All right, so YouTube has a real question.
All right.
It said, have you ever modeled something from a drawing and then seen it later in a photograph or in person and thought, man, I wasn't even close?
Constantly. Yeah, yes, I have.
Let's just refer back to the Cobra.
Oh man.
Shots were fired.
Yeah. Actually, I've had that happen with buildings before too, where modeled something according to a picture and then not till later realized that that was not a good picture to use. Or you know, it's it's hard too, because sometimes we model things just in general, not saying on this show, but in general, You know, we model things based on viewing something from one static location, and it can be hard because not necessarily always the best way to get a good picture of something. Model something looks great if you look at it from here, but as soon as you turn it this way, you realize how far off you are. So yeah, that's happened. I'm envisioning a lot of this is storage. I do remember still being in elementary school or primary school for those of you around the world who maybe call it that. I don't know. I'm trying to be more sensitive to people around the world, but I guess I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
Can only be so sensitive, I guess.
But in elementary school, when the fire truck shows up every year, the fire truck came, and we got to go run out and see it and like tour it basically. And I do remember it was like the ultimate storage thing. Like everything was a door that had stuff in it, and that was so cool.
It's great for a person with too many gadgets. Ty said his dad was a fireman. They used to get to go play without having to deal with all the other little younglings from school at the same time. It's pretty handy.
Suckers.
So the real question is, because my dad was a cop, is did you ever get to like climb in and flip on the siren or get the lights flashing? Because that's fun. And also, whenever you turn on the siren, it scares the crap out of you.
Sounds awesome.
It was. Police cars were cool because they had the big radio, and so I get to climb and mess with that. But I actually got to fly in the police helicopter one time, and that was really cool.
That does sound nice.
I didn't get to fly it. I just got to ride in the back.
Like, wait, Jody, were your hands bound in any way, or?
The helicopters don't actually have a back like that. No, my hands are not bound.
Okay.
But my dad did promise me that when he died or when he retired, I would get to have his handcuffs. And then he never gave me his handcuffs.
Ugh.
Luckily, as an adult, I realized I don't really need handcuffs.
That won't be
So
necessary.
It all worked out.
So back here on the back, we got a thing like that, and then got some handrails right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna draw them. I'm gonna draw them right here. So I'm gonna use this line. So I'm gonna go parallel to. Oh, yes! This is the opportunity. Turn inferencing. Oops, I hit the wrong button. There we go.
I'll be honest, I still can't quite get used to it. There's all these people that are just like, I need to turn off inferencing, and
I know.
it's just like, I do not need to turn those off. They are my guardrails.
Yeah, they do. They keep me honest.
They're like bowling alley
Bumpers
for kids.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so the reason I'm using this right here, oops. There we go. So what I wanted to get was this. Whoop, nope, not you. You actually can go away. So I want this line, this line, this line, this line, and this line to be in a group. And then I can take that group, slide it out here. If I draw a line right here, then I can get that, bring that. Oh, hold up. Unglue. Oh. Well, let me back up a minute, because you guys might hit that every once in a while. So what I'm trying to do is slide it this way along the red axis. I want to get this line in the middle of this line because that line will put it in the middle of that chunk of geometry. You guys notice when I grabbed it and I hit the red axis, look at how the red axis just goes in all over the place. When you do this while trying to move an object, it's because glue is on. So this right now is glued to one of these surfaces. So what I have to do there is just, that's where I right clicked and I clicked unglue. And once I unglue it, then I can just slide it, red axis to the middle, and there we go. All right, I'm gonna draw another line right here, and I'm gonna copy this. Oops, no, hold on. Before I copy it, make it a component. And now I can copy it from middle of here, option to middle here. Beauty. Don't need this, don't need this. I'm gonna come in here, draw a circle. I want to draw a circle with fewer sides. I don't need this to be. There we go. Grab all that. Follow me. There we go. And we got two handrails on the little ladder thing. The ladder thing.
So Mark said that you created a full skate park. Is that true? Did you really do this?
I did for a while. I can't take total credit for making it on my own, but I did work for a non-profit skate park for a while, and yeah, they got a new building, and I was lucky enough to be involved with designing it, placing all the obstacles, and it was a lot of fun. And then actually, that was the really cool part, was I got to go work on and build a lot of the pieces, and that was a real cool part.
I think I tried to build like a half pipe. No, a quarter pipe. I didn't try and build out a full-on half pipe. That's tricky business, especially when you're a teenager, which is when I was trying to do that.
Yeah. This was cool because we actually had a quarter bowl. So you had a half pipe or a quarter pipe here, and then it met at 90 degrees and actually curved over like that. It's super easy to do with Follow Me, but building it out of plywood and masonite's more work.
Yeah, I'll stick to SketchUp.
All right. Some sort of storage happening right there. Actually, that is something I do want to do up here. I want to make sure, as I tend to try to do, I want to try to, wherever possible, make sure that I'm not relying on individual lines to give me relief. So I'm going to grab that, do a slight offset like that, and then just push-pull that in just a little bit. That way, if I ever, let's say I want to go to my style and turn my edges off, and still see that break in the door. Oops. Turn my edges back on real quick. Do the same thing right here. And then push-pull it the same amount. There we go. Actually, you know what? I want to, nah, that'll work. Same thing up here real quick, because I didn't model this as halves. Oh, I know. Offset. Offset.
Interesting is there's this noise happening just in the sort of the dead space between words. It sounds like Somebody's just like hammering or something. I just hear this white noise with a thumping in it. I might possibly hear, this might actually be sounds from space, I think.
Do you get those a lot, Jody? Do you have metal fillings?
I do. Huh. I always wanted it to be just like in Gilligan's Island.
Is that a thing that Gilligan had to deal with? You know,
Oh,
for being isolated, they spent a lot of time with a lot of people.
yeah, they did. There's a lot of people just stopping by.
And sometimes, like celebrities and stuff, you know? Like, figure you have an athlete or a movie star swing by the island, somebody's going to notice they're gone and come help them, but... Uh-oh. Lawrence says that's a potential health concern related to brain death.
Brain dead. Well, I mean, sometimes I do feel brain dead, so I'm more likely to blame it on my Bluetooth headphones, though. Because that's what you do when you have brain problems.
Blame it on stuff?
Yeah. Blame it on the technology. Blame it on the rain, I think Milli Vanilli said.
Is that who that was?
Isn't that who? I think so.
I don't know.
I mean, technically not, because, right? They didn't say rain stuff.
You remember those guys pretending to be Milli Vanilli? They may have sang it.
Those guys, yes.
All right, take that. Oh, stuck in the wheel well. Stuck in the wheel well. Take that right there. Option copy that up to the midpoint. There's that back panel section. I kind of feel like this is supposed to be fully visible. So maybe I'll do something like this. Nope, that was not what I wanted to do. Stay on target. There we go. Now push that back to the back of this. Did I do that out of context? Totally did. All right. Cut that. Come in context. Paste it in place. Wrong button. There we go. All right, let's see how that looks. I think that's more what it's supposed to look like. Okay, it's coming along. Just did some bad things up here. All right, I'm gonna take that right there and move that over to this face, and I can push that through to the outside. There we go. Nice. Obviously, I still have some issues up here in the cab because it does not want to have the front face front no matter what I do.
It is just bonkers. Maybe if you just explode everything.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Saw these handles flipped inverted, but oops. Too much. That looks good. I don't know what okay, let's just look in here. Okay. I really don't see anything that seems like it would cause this kind of inside-outedness. If I reverse. Oh, there we go. That's the problem. Huh. Look at that. Something's going on there. Got a break right here. All right. I'll pick up on that later. All right. So this side's looking pretty sweet. I like this. I might grab we'll do this a couple panels here. This looks like a fun one. Let's do that. Let's do that. Happy little panel. Since I'm gonna do an angle, I'm gonna split it in half. Put that like that, and then grab this. Option to flip that over, place it right there, erase that, erase that, erase that. Offset that to get that outline. And then looks like maybe I got a something like that. And I'm gonna do the same thing. Just use rotate to flip a copy over like that. All right, we'll grab all that. Just faces. All right, Command X, come in context, paste in place, put it right where it was. And then once that's done, I'll do some push pulling. There we go, something like that maybe. See how those faces all went white? Did you see that? Oh, sorry.
Oh, jeez.
Problems. Problem children.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Maybe this right here. Get rid of that, and that'll fix that. Maybe if I just look at why it's not solid, maybe that will give me a clue. Oh, something happened here. Oh yeah, that's probably worth. I'll clean that up real quick. That was easy. Same thing over here, no doubt. Nope, it didn't happen over here. Other than that, it looked pretty good, so I can explode this. Oop. I don't explode those yet because I still want to use them. I can explode these two. That's going to give me some more internal faces. Look at all those straight edges to fix. That was nice. But I don't know why. I got one little section right here. Is that enough? If I had orient fit. Oh look, everything's perfect again. No, that didn't happen. All right, let it go. Let it go, Aaron. Let it go. Ah, crap, now I can't let it go. Look at that mess. All right. Mostly, whoa, wait.
Wait, what did you do?
I oriented faces twice in a row. It flipped it one way and then I flipped it back and it was all white. So
we're good.
That was, yeah, it's because I'm really, really good at SketchUp.
Okay, I thought you started laughing because something had turned blue that I was not seeing here.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's probably blue now. That's blue.
Yeah, I'm out of context again. All right. So some of these are just going to be kind of just covered panels, but I got this kind of cool looking panel here, which I figured just drop a bunch of those on. So it looks like kind of got something. Like that maybe, push that in there. Grab this fella. Slight modification. Flatten it down a bit. That and that. Do it again. It's like 3 of those, evenly spaced. Something like that. Okay. And then we got a little alcove right here with some things happening inside there. That's nuts.
Or just did acknowledge that your greeblification skills are to be admired. So,
as long as they're not like,
I think it's high praise.
as long as there's no purpose to them, I can really get that done. All right, I'm gonna take my whole truck, flip it around like that, and then we're gonna do some more intense greebliation, proper terminology. Yeah, over here. So let's see, we'll start context. Just gonna do something like that. I'm gonna push that in, maybe. That I did. Oh, this stuff I get to repeat. All right. Now, this can be tough because as soon as I do like a sweep select like this, I'm running the risk of grabbing something from the other side. So let's see if I can do this, because
What if you do top down?
yeah, but then I got these panels right here. So here's what I would recommend if you ever have to do that. Do your grab like that. Go move. I'm gonna hit my modifier key Option to bring it out here and set it down over here. That way, if you grab extra lines, which I need to obviously do because that didn't work. So if I go like this and I go Option and copy it over here, then I can just clean this up, get rid of the pieces I don't need real quick, easier than, there we go. And I can grab all of that, scale it to -1, and then if all this is done on axis, then I can just pull this straight across, drop it in the exact same spot. The only thing I have to do here really is get rid of this surface. There we go. That's a way to do it. You can of course use your filters with select, shift and Option or control to select and deselect things before you copy it over. Totally an option. For me, sometimes if I'm in the flow, I'm just kind of pounding through getting stuff done. It seems like it's easier to just grab it, set it over here, do a quick erase, and then put it back in. When I'm grabbing a lot of pieces like that too, it can be kind of scary to try to drop it directly where it's supposed to go. That can be a little bit intimidating. Try to hit it right the first time. Looks like I got one more big piece right here. It also looks like about here over, this piece goes up a little higher. Cool. And then, oh, you know what I think I have turned on right now? Model info, units, length snapping. I don't care for length snapping because while it does tend to give nice round measurements. It also limits where you can click and will like force you off of a snap point to go to an even dimension instead, and I don't care for that personally. I know some people on our forum have some stronger opinions than the rather relaxed opinion I just gave, but I'll let them say what they want if they want. Look at you, Richards.
Everybody. Let's see what he has to say. Let's see. He might be off helping his brother's shoulder. He's smoking his brother's shoulder.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. And then he said it's pulled pork, and I'm just wondering exactly what kind of relationship he has with his brother, because that sounds mean. But actually, he's making pork.
No, I got it. All right, I'm gonna pull this out.
It just got really, it got really quiet. I felt like I had to explain myself.
Sorry, no, I got it, and I appreciated it. That was a good one. That was decent. I don't know what this thing is that I'm drawing right here, but I'm just gonna kind of give it. Oh, he hurt his butt, he's helping him with his butt, not his shoulder.
I have had cases where I'm pretty sure I pulled my butt. Can sit for a while. It's no good.
Are you gonna add that to your gamer yoga?
I need to, yes. So it's been a long time since I played games enough. This is a problem. But have you ever gotten like a blister on your thumb from?
That is not something I have experienced, but I guess I could see how it happened. All right. All right, folks. I think we're getting close. Feels like I need some more detail on the back end here. I'm looking at a picture that was posted by, who posted this other image?
Lawrence has posted most of them, unless it's new stuff.
Yes, that's Lawrence, right?
Yep.
Got some good, solid back end pictures here, which is really not that impressive actually, because it's like some lights and then six panels and a big hole that ladders look like they go in. So
yeah,
let's
I've never really looked at what, like as an adult, looked critically at what all the different things on a fire truck are, but now that I can look at them and identify them, there's something less magical about all those bits and bobs on a fire truck. I'm sad. Now I'm sad.
Sorry.
Thanks.
I saw a fire truck. Something like that. And then this guy actually... Why is this turning when I... That was odd.
The protractor?
No, when I moved it, it was... That was... Okay. Anyhow.
Anyway.
Alright, so let's do this. Let's go. I'm going to take this light. There's actually 3 lights here, so I'm going to take this, divide it into 3, draw a line across here, draw a line across here, offset this line, or this rectangle, this rectangle. See if I can get my arc tool to do what I want it to. There we go. Double click. And then I can just pull that out. Get rid of that, get rid of that. And then same thing here. Just going to offset this. Oops. offset. Double click, there we go. Arc tool. This is how it should work. I should be able to just click and drop that arc right on there. And push pull that out, push pull that out. All right, now all of that. Whoop, hey, there's what I was talking about. All right. I'm just going to deselect that time. Now I want to copy that and I want to have it pretty much in the same place on the other side. So what I will do a lot of times is do something like add a line from here to here. So this is uneven. See that this is the, because this comes in and cuts in like that, this is vertical, this one isn't. But if I add this line, then I can go option copy it, bring it out here, take that whole thing, flip it the other way, and now I can grab by that point right there and stick it right there. And now that is the same distance from that corner as it is from that corner, even though this line comes up closer, which is what it does look like on the back of the truck. All right, with that, let's get the rest of this. I'm going to bring a line up like this. Take that option, push that in like that, and then there's a trap door back here on the back centered underneath that, so I just kind of draw it arbitrary, and we can move it to wherever the center is. Let's pull that out to get a little relief again. And we got another one of those here. No, it's not quite tall enough. And then another one. What? Why does it keep doing that? That is so weird.
It feels like it's probably because your new computer.
Well, there's one common piece between the problems with this computer and the last computer.
Yeah, loose screw between the. Wait, how's that go? Kyle, help me out. He'll remind me what it is. Loose screw between the something in the keyboard.
ID 10T.
Yeah, that.
There, and take that piece, shove that straight up to there. All right, now I'm just going to pull all these out to the same distance as this one. It does look like I got what I'm assuming are exhaust pipes. They do seem to be exhausting. So I'm going to grab this now. Since I don't have my mirror extension installed, I have to use reference lines or guidelines or whatever you want to call them. Pull that out a little bit, pull that out a little bit, offset, offset, and then
Head
push
tack.
pull.
Yeah, problem exists between keyboard and computer. Is that right? Keyboard and computer?
It is one of the
All
pieces
above.
of hardware that has come along from the old computer. Well,
So, I was gonna say, yeah, it looks really good. We're starting to run the risk of this becoming a motherboard or a video card.
yeah, I think we greebled this thing up proper.
Enough to make it clear that this is a fire appliance.
It's a fire deterrent vehicular
Oh, chair and keyboard, that's right.
thing. All right, it does seem a little big. At least if Laura's normal size. Do I have, is there anything on here that's dimensioned? Is that 142? Oh, here, that says something. Let's see if maybe if I go look at Colin's version, that'll be clearer. Yeah, that looks like 100. So let's see what happens if we come in here and we say this is 100. I buy that.
Did you get a new monitor with your fancy new computer, or
I
is
did
this
not.
all?
No, I still.
Did not.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's good. Laura's even wearing red.
Nice. But it's still a white fire truck, and there's still no eyes on the windscreen.
I guess we could do like a cars looking thing. Go like that and draw. You know, I just felt I should share. I was in a meeting this morning talking to my co-workers in the marketing department and told them how I was doing a live stream with a with a computer that was not necessarily set up 100%. And at that, I got the response, "Ooh, I might turn in and see how that goes." Indicating that
that's what it takes to get
they only really want to hang out if they can potentially watch a shipwreck. But
nice.
Okay,
Nice.
there we go. There we got the car's eyes now. Maybe I'll take those, group them, and add them onto their own. Be like a little Easter egg for future users of this fire truck. All right, nice. I feel pretty good about where we're at with that. That feels nice. It feels nice.
That's good. Put it on the internet. Let someone else.
That's right.
Make it even different. Or
Kai wants to know why it doesn't transform like a transformer. Because it's not a transformer. Oh, sorry, yeah. That was a little too much attitude. That wasn't supposed to come out like that.
So Omar just pointed out on Twitch that it's not a fire truck if it's not red, but the fire trucks like for national parks or something like that, I know there's some place here in Colorado where they're green.
That's
like bright green and white.
Oh man, hold on.
Oh yeah, need light bars.
That does seem like an important piece.
Yellow ones. They have yellow ones in Florida. What's going on, people?
That's just crazy.
Fire engine red should be. It's like John Deere green, fire engine red. Those are real colors.
All right.
Sure. Brad has asked that you show what your specs for your device when we get to the end of this. He's in the market for a new one.
We can do that.
That's what I said. I said I would ask.
I mean, it's fairly simple. This is a MacBook Pro 18 or 16, 2020 MacBook Pro 16, 32 megs of RAM. That's pretty much.
Gigarams, in fact.
That's
They're
it.
gigarams now.
Oh, giggly rams. Let's leave that. All right.
Probably the easiest way is if you just, when you're done, you go to your little Apple menu and do About This Mac. That screen will give you all the vital bits.
All right, there we go.
Nice.
There's our
Not bad.
light bar. Close it up.
Yeah, if you just reverse face this, and it'll make it the wrong color everywhere.
Didn't work.
All right, so apparently fire engines are all kinds of colors.
Fire engines I feel like, yeah, like
in the UK.
I've seen like greenish, yellowy ones at some point, somewhere. Whoa. There we go. That looks nice. That's one nice light bar. Cool. Now I feel good about it. Thanks for pointing out that I felt like crap before. Yeah, it's all green up and looking nice. Whoops, too much. Did not like that line there. Cool. Well, yeah, I feel good about that. That feels nice. That feels good. That's good.
All right. Sweet. Well done.
Hey, thanks. You know, I can come in here because this is a component. I can actually come into one of these, delete that once. They should go, and then if I shift delete this, I'll get rid of that dividing line everywhere. There we go. I don't like seams like that. Awesome. Well, hey, that is our fire engine truck. Fire engine truck device, vehicle, thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Now what? Oh yeah, About This Mac. 2016. Oh, it's a 2019 model. Oh, you totally got
Garbage. I'm out, sorry, I gotta go unplug this and.
Oh, and you have Catalina.
Yeah, apparently.
We're not supposed to have Catalina. Apparently.
It just showed up, and it has this nice image right here. So, you know, it's got that going.
Christopher Ryan wants an axe on your fire bus.
That's inside this.
You can't put those sharp edges out on the outside. Someone will get hurt.
That's right. They exist. They're in there. Don't worry about it. All right, that feels good. That got me back into it. Honestly, I haven't really used SketchUp much since Friday before last. That was kind of nice. Yeah, I know we're there's a lot of details that aren't there, little bits and bobs and chunks and dealies and thingies. But hey, that's why I post it. Is you guys are more than welcome to go put things like door handles in here. But I think for now, I feel like this is a solid stopping. This is the level of detail that 2 hours of modeling achieves.
Okay, there you go. 2 hours and 40 minutes, but yeah.
Well, we didn't model the whole time. We did. Okay, I talked for a while there, so
I think I was talking to.
yeah, you were. I just didn't want to say that.
That's nice. Thanks for trying and keep me innocent.
All right, that was better. Why some seams look good and some seams irritate me. I don't know. But yeah, that looked pretty cool. I like the way that turned out. And once again, just wanted to say, like I said, if you are a emergency worker or you know anybody who's an emergency worker, thank them, because that's got to be a rough job. I have personally never had a job where I put my life on the line to do it, and I have huge respect for people who can do that. So that's awesome. Thank you. Just, I guess, thank you to everybody who's out there working, and that's really cool. So that's our small tribute.
Yeah, this is for you.
That's right.
Didn't really make up for your dangers that you put yourself in, but
nah,
it's all good.
That's something. Awesome. Well, yeah, we'll call it there. That's awesome. That's good. So if you guys come up with ideas, if you have some thoughts on what would make a good model, we've been talking about this a little bit. Obviously, we haven't been talking about the name because we still don't have a name for this thing. It's not like it's been going on for pushing 2 years now or anything.
So I put a calendar invite for Monday for us to come up with a list of 3 to 5 names, and then we're going to create a poll. So next week, go on the forums because there'll be a poll.
All right, that's right. It's up to you guys. But if you have other ideas of good things, Jody and I were talking about going back and forth between some sort of architectural thing and then come back to a other thing. So we'll switch back and forth between maybe a specific style of architecture or a landmark. We've been doing a lot of landmarks. We'll kind of go back and forth between that. So like last time we did, what did we do? It was a building, Taj Mahal. And this time we're doing a fire truck. So kind of that sort of thing. We'll go back and forth, but we'd love to hear your ideas. We like doing these, but they're obviously the best when we're doing something that you guys want to see, because, nobody wants to see a video card get modeled ever again.
If that was on a bucket list, that bucket list, that item is checked.
Yeah. Never do it again.
Thoroughly.
A mobile crane, that could be cool. And Mark Bradley just said International Space Station. I've had a couple people ask that, and I think that would be awesome. The biggest problem I'm having is finding decent reference pictures, because I found two kinds of reference pictures. One is like super blown up with the earth behind it or the sun shining over, where it's like really pretty but not something to model off of. Or I have these pictures that just everything that you'd have to model is about this big. So if you guys can find some cool,
There's a great exploded view, but yeah, I don't know how if that'll help assemble it. So yeah, you space station voters definitely find pictures to support your
claim.
Give me,
because I think that would be fun. I think that would be a really cool one to do, and I would love to model that. And that's another one where we'd go, okay, how much detail do we get the modules in as components real fast and then go back and start rippling through with detail? I think that'd be a really fun one. So that would be cool. Let's if we can get good pictures of that, let's go for it. I have an idea for an architectural model next week, but I don't want to sour anybody's ideas, so just keep bringing in those ideas. Let's
keep talking.
Yeah, let's mumble. Done. Got it. The International Space Station as seen from Earth. Well, it depends, Colin, because if we looked at it from Earth from that monstrous camera that you have, there's still a lot of detail, I'm sure. Colin is one of those guys who has like lenses that are so big, if I gesture them, I actually go out of frame.
So they've also suggested the Lego International Space Station.
Ooh, I haven't seen that, but I don't know. I do still have a little bit of weird tingliness in my thumb from snapping Legos together. And then I finished that several days ago, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, post-traumatic Lego disorder.
I think it's a real thing.
It is.
Seems legit.
Yeah, my fingers prove it. Okay. Well, you guys know where to find the forum. Thank you for hanging out with us. It's awesome. Like I always say, that if it wasn't for you guys, this would just me and Jody having a Friday afternoon meeting. So, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll see you next Friday, and maybe by next Friday we will have an official thing to sign off as. This is the fill in the blank till next week.
Maybe that's what it'll be. The fill in the blank show.
Hey, why not? Oh, yeah, I can think of some reasons why not. Because that's dumb.
Oh, yeah, there's that.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
We'll see ya. Oh, I gotta do one more thing. I gotta click right here, and then I can do